Across the country, Canadians rely on CBC Radio Canada. From Schitt's Creek to Hockey Night in Canada and Mike Myers, these are products of Canada. They're the result of strong, representative public broadcasting. CBC Radio Canada is especially vital for Canadians in rural and remote areas where it's often their only source of local information. Canadians rely on it to keep up with what's happening, and when disasters happen, such as forest fires, floods, or storms that threaten their communities, public broadcasting is crucial as a vital source of information to help people to stay safe. We also count on public broadcasting to discover up-and-coming Canadian musicians, creators, storytellers, whose work might otherwise get buried by the avalanche of American content on social media. Canada's identity and institutions are under attack by foreign interference. And instead of defending them, Pierre Poilievre is following President Trump's lead and taking aim at our institutions like CBC Radio Canada. Pierre Poilievre pretends that you can keep one but not the other. But he's not Solomon. You can't split this baby. His attack on CBC is an attack directly on Radio Canada, and it is an attack on our Canadian identity. If elected, my government will take action to enshrine and protect and strengthen CBC Radio Canada for generations to come. We will modernize the mandate of our public broadcaster. We will give it the resources it needs to fulfill its renewed mission and ensure that its future is guided by all Canadians and not subject to the whims of a small group of people led by ideology. When it comes to this most important of Canadian institutions, all Canadians should have their say, not just a small group. We will not only increase CBC Radio Canada's funding by $150 million, but we will also make this funding statutory, meaning that Parliament as a whole will need to approve any future changes to its funding, not just the Cabinet. By strengthening our public broadcaster, we're protecting our identity and our culture and helping it to shine around the world. We're making Canada strong. Our plan will safeguard a reliable Canadian public square in a sea of misinformation and disinformation, so we can stay informed and tell our own stories in our own languages. Our plan will not only strengthen CBC Radio Canada, it will strengthen our communities that rely on it. It will make Canada strong.
Morning, Mr. Carney.
Morning.
Canyon, CBC. The minister you moved off the heritage portfolio when you became Prime Minister had been suggesting to remove ads from the CBC completely in order to private broadcasters get to that revenue. How can you justify giving CBC $150 million more while letting it continue to have ads?
Well, first off, let me take this opportunity to thank Pascale Saint-Onge for her service to her riding to Quebec, to Canada, in many ways, but including as a deputy and as a minister, and also thank her for leadership on these issues, including with her white paper, green paper on the CBC, which informed many of the decisions that we are taking and announcing today. So this is a very deliberate process, and it's benefited from her work and work with Stephen, actually with all our colleagues, in reflecting. To govern is to choose, and part of choosing is on funding models and ensuring that we have adequate funding for this enlarged mandate and this crucial mandate for CBC Radio Canada. In the judgment in the end that having the balance of some statutory funding and advertising, including during the news, is that's appropriate balance in terms of taxpayer dollars and competition. So it's an informed judgment that in many respects is financial. Thank you.